Good evening. Welcome to the Gooner booth. It's another Champions League evening, another victory. Who needs Gyökeres? Good evening, Wayne. How you doing?
Yeah, good evening, mate. Firstly, Tone, I'd like to say a massive thank you to our followers. My word, it's absolutely blown up. I mean, for those originally following us and this last week and a half or so, Jesus Christ, it's blown up. So, guys, we appreciate it. Please share, like, subscribe. It helps us grow. We're just a couple of normal gooners. We've loved the club since we were kids. That's 30 plus years. We appreciate it. Follow us and yeah, so thank you very much. It's a good evening, mate.
Yeah.
It was one of them games, and I think it's when you go away to these kind of sides, they try to have a go at you. But again, we just sort of weather the early storm. I said it on the chat, and yeah, just done what we did. And as I say, mate, personally, I'd sell Gyökeres in January after that.
Do you know
Yeah,
what? I know we're taking the piss, but they were
yeah.
pretty good finishes. The second goal was a
Let's
striker's finish.
let's be real, and
I
we
don't
have
like
to
it.
appreciate Merino in that sense. Clive, people will know he's got his own pod on the Cannon podcast. He's been on Sky Sports as well. Speaks brilliantly, but he's just put on there and he's gone. We got spoilt really in terms of if you look at Trossard. Trossard had a good game. He's had to step up again because of injuries, and everyone sort of like should we replace him, Tone? But Moreno, if you remember rightly, against Liverpool, there's a massive sort of, massive amount of uproar when he started, and he was, as I said in that time, I think he was trying, it didn't work, it backfired a little. But what he does today, he does the simple things, gets in the right space, the place, sorry, puts the ball in the net, you know? So
Yeah,
fair play to him, Tone. Fair play.
with Merino playing up front, you get a different dynamic as well. I suppose the only thing that he
Mm.
doesn't give you that Gyökeres does give you is that running behind. He stretches the defence, and Marino sort of tucks into midfield when we've got the ball and
He's an
plays
extra
that sort
man
of
in there,
false
isn't he?
nine role, doesn't he? So, but no, it was I think shaky start. Definitely wasn't a penalty. I think the you know the European refs. I mean, I I in the chat, our mate sort of said that made a very good point actually. So I'm not going to take credit for this. He actually said the one thing about the European refs, and I completely agree with this. He said that they offer you consistency. So I think
You know
and
what?
today,
You know
they're
what? He
consistent with their
was.
decisions.
You know what? Honestly, honest to God, this isn't a. we can go and do a video about what we think of our referees over here, but it's such a breath of fresh air when you go into the Champions League, the different level of refereeing.
Yeah,
So don't get me wrong, there are some silly bookings, I think, but sometimes I think what these referees end up doing is instead of it letting it go like these English refs, they'll give you a yellow card for something silly, and then they'll stop, you know.
yeah.
Um, and more evening, matey. Thanks for joining, bud. I've just seen that. Sorry, my screen's been a bit overly. There we go. So I'm using the mobile. But yeah, they it's like a warning tone from these referees, sort of thing.
Hmm.
Who is it? I think it was Wanyeri. I was a little bit, in my opinion, I was angry at him because I thought, so if you've got in any way, shape, or form in any kind of game of football, he's stopped a counter attack. I get it, but you think to yourself, this referee, he got booking basically time for like a tactical foul, if you like.
Yeah,
He'll go
yeah,
for fouls,
yeah.
breaking away. And what my worry was this young lad away in a foreign stadium, he makes a couple of silly fouls. The ref's going to send him off, because that's what they do. But he's very balanced, man. It is a breath of fresh air, though, in all seriousness. Bar the fact that he gave a penalty to Slavia, which was no way. How he's seen as a penalty, excuse me, sorry, will have to be looked at. But I think in terms of the general flow of the game, they have a better grasp of it. These referees, and it says a lot seeing that you just don't know what we're going to get in the English Premier League anymore, Tone. So at
No,
least in
I
this one,
must
it's
admit
consistency.
the European refs are brilliant. They're all right. Don't get me wrong. We've had the decision go our way tonight. We'll take it. All right, we'll take
Yeah.
it. but we've had many occasions where we had stuff go against us. So there is consistency in Europe. So you got to give referees a bit of credit there. I don't know what's going on with our league. They're all fucking shit. We'll go away to Sunderland the weekend and we'll be on the going, oh, fuck's sake. The referee's shocking. But yeah, solid performance, 3-0 away from home at Slavia Prague. First 20 minutes, we're up for it. Then we settled in, and then we played our football. Another clean sheet, and another game with no shots on target as well against us.
Another thing to that time, which is obviously because as I can't do research as I go, because obviously it's much better connection on my mobile at my laptop at the moment while I'm looking into that. But I want to bring this up because I've done it. I've studied it pre going live. This is the first time in our history that we've done 8 clean sheets in a row, or I think it is the first time, or since 1908. I think they're saying so since 1908. But this in our history, this is unprecedented, really. And you got to look at it like that.
We're spoiled at the moment. I'm loving life as an Arsenal supporter. I'm literally,
I was devastated when it was potential. Sorry, Tom, was potentially given a penalty. Yeah, I'm like no. And Mikel Arteta and these boys are getting Arsenal fans like me, yourself, going, "Oh no, we're going to concede, mate." To have that feeling, I don't care what anyone says. The outside world can have their hate. There can be some parts of the fan base that are, listen. I'm not asking for us to blow teams away. I'm asking for us to be solid. Get the win, control the game, get out of there. And everywhere we go, it's going to be another tough one against Sunderland, Tone. I think we'll obviously delve into that. That is a vitally important game. And again, another one where, I think they're going to be a bit more of an improvement upon tonight's opponents. They were just obviously just trying to unsettle us, and we're not that kind of team anymore.
Yeah, that 6'6" striker they had was a bit of a... Could you imagine running into him on a nightclub on a dark alley, mate? You'd fucking leg it. He was huge, the guy.
Yeah, he is 6'6", absolute beast.
Fair play to your guy and Capier. He was quite happy to have a scrap with him. That was quite. He was half his size. He never backing down. We've got
this is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Tony.
We've got. Joe, what I like about our team is, remember the days where we had Santi Cazorla or Ozil would go away and get roughed up. I mean, because we're that tiki taka team. Now we're just literally roll our sleeves up, coming in, we're up for a battle.
Anywhere we go. Yeah, of course. The thing is, I get, them two players you've described, for me, when they were on top of their game, in the attacking sense of it, were world class. I mean, Cazorla could kind of put it around a little bit, but he needed someone to protect him. He was a fantastic footballer. I love Santi. But this team is built on different things and different, every player can scrap. And I think it's also, as well, I'd like to say, I think it's led from the back. Another person on there, which obviously, guys, if you do, anyone that follows us or you are watching this, go onto Twitter and follow EBL. He doesn't specify what team he supports, but he's always waxing lyrical about a lot of people, a lot of players, a lot of teams, and he waxed lyrical since the start of Arteta. And he said 5 years ago, he said Gabriel played like a leader. And he said, if he get, and this is what it is, Tony. It's been, I had my things with him, and I was asking for Mari, if you guys will remember, yourself and our friend
Pablo Mari
chat, because I thought, because what it was Gabriel was quite inconsistent at the start of his career. But there was a player there. Now, mate, he is the guy. He's come back. He's had this injury. You could see the video. You see, he loved the club. He was, he signed his new deal, and that's the best thing we've done, as well as him and Saliba, getting them both tied down. But Gabriel is that leader at the back, and it starts from him, and can go anywhere, with him in the back. Would you
go as far as saying that Gabriel's better than Saliba at this moment in time?
Yeah, and listen, at this moment in time,
I would say yes.
In terms of leadership, 100%. Saliba is a Rolls Royce, but Gabriel has got that he's just, I think he's a stronger player. He's a leader. The fact is, let's put it this way, and let me just put this is what I was making it in my previous videos, and you might remember me saying, but when he joined, people were saying when he was at Lille, He was led by, do you remember Fonte, the
Oh yeah,
Southampton centre half,
yeah,
and he went to Lille. And he said, there was someone who said, look, Gabriel's a good signing, but he needs a leader. He's developed himself into a leader at our football club. And would Saliba have the confidence? Look what happened last year. We're at the Bernabeu, and I know it's a big game, but he made a few mistakes there. He made a mistake. We weren't punished. I think only one punishment. I think he got done. Saliba doesn't make mistakes because he's got Gabriel beside him. Saliba looks a bit shaky when he's not playing alongside Gabby, because it's just a partnership, but it's what Big Gabby does to any player playing alongside him. He is at this moment in time, whether it's going to be a controversial take, but he's one of the best centre halves in the world currently. You cannot argue that. I'm sorry, you can't. It's like David Raya. He's got 8 clean sheets. He's got to be one of the best keepers currently, one of them in the world at the moment, because he's just keeping clean sheets. Saliba's the same, but it starts with Gabriel, his leadership. He's the captain without the armband, sorry. And yeah, Tony, there's no arguments for me. I think he's the leader. Saliba's the Rolls Royce. He's the all-around player. He's a big Gabby. Yeah, I love him to pieces, mate.
I mean, let's not forget about Timber as well. I think Timber's playing that good that Ben White come on today and look really shit.
Benny White is struggling currently at the moment.
Yeah, he's got look at the standards that Timber's creating at right back. Nah,
it's a massive shame. The thing is, with Benny White kind of gave his body up for us. Sorry to interject, Tony. It's just obviously we're bringing up Benny White. I'll just put my thing. I'll hand it straight back over to you, mate. But Benny White, he played through injury, and that's what people are saying. He's kind of trying to get back to that level. And you imagine you've got a player who's come back, from his ACL, replaced him. Benny White's had his operation. He's trying to get back in the team, trying to get consistent football. You can't with Timber. He's phenomenal as well. He's a phenomenal player. Having them players at the back, Tonight we played in Capier. We gave Calafiori a much needed rest.
And
it's just a squad. The squad depth is fantastic, Tone.
My theory on that was correct, though, wasn't it? I don't think Miles Skelly is first choice now. I think he's a third choice left back, backup midfield if we're desperate.
No, he is. Listen, the boy, yeah, he's young, but look, he got injured. Sorry, guys, ignore that. He got a silly yellow card, but there's a moment of play that again for me, when you see players and do certain stuff, you can make silly fouls, mistakes, whatever it might be. But there's a place where the right wingers, a bit of game. Listen, the game's 2-3. It's 3-0 at this point. Sorry, he's got the ball. He's getting right. It's easy. He could lose it, and he just takes it round and bang, 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 bang. Like 3 different movements. He's moved away. He's moved into central midfield, and he's progressed with the ball. There's certain qualities that boy brings, and we have to continue to make sure that he realises, that he is a vital part of this team. He's going to grow. He's got his chance to. Every time he gets to go, whether he's starting in the League Cup, whether he gets a start in the Champions League game, Premier League, because the boy is going to be vital to the future, because he's a fantastic player, and he just shows certain glimpses. He has them moments again, but I don't think they're few and far between to really be judgmental on him. So yeah, it's ridiculous, mate. Look at that back four, and then I'm gonna read off to you the subs we had. And we had a back 4 on the bench, fully fit. Other than Kepa's picked up an injury. I don't know what's happened to him, so hopefully he's not too bad. We didn't have him as backup, is what my point was, but we had Miles Lewis Skelly, Calafiori, Mosquera, and Ben White. That back 4 you'd be comfortable with on a night like tonight, and they're on the bench. It's just, we're stacked there. It's just we've signed attacking wise, we've signed the depth, and everyone's injured. How's your luck? But it's highly impressive. Another impressive game, Tone. Managed the game well. And listen, let's fingers crossed. Obviously for Saturday. Sorry. That we play that. We're going to have to rely on Merino by the looks of it. And I think, look, if you play to his strengths, that's what you're going to get. So, yeah.
Yeah,
very good.
his finishing ability is good. I mean, it's a completely different game now. I think Sunderland's not going to be an easy game away. We'll get into
It's
that.
a tough one. The thing is as well. I
Yeah,
mean, this crowd are doing the Poznan. Back in there, they had the shirts off doing a Poznan. They're giving it, must have something, a fucking how many men and women and worse men, doing the Poz. Fair play to them. You want to do that's what they know there is obviously outplay today. You're not going to have quite that European thing, but against Sunderland, there's going to be a team that are confident, And someone pointed out, sorry, Tony, I know we're talking about this game, but like Granit Xhaka is one of the signers of the season so far. Well, and
yeah,
I knew it. You knew it. Our mate in the chat knew it. Granit Xhaka would be a great signing especially for a team trying to stay in the Premier League. Like he's still got it, and he's leading by example. And we just got to hope and pray that he has a bit of an off game, but comes back against the Liverpool and the Man City or wherever he's got to play, or Chelsea, Tottenham, and does the business against them. But yeah, it's
yeah. No, I
it's a
think
game to look forward to. Very interesting one.
look, comfortable win. We're top of the league table in the Champions League. Temporary, while all the games are going on. I want to get into a topic, right? Whilst we're on this subject, right? I'm really frustrated because I don't know if it's look, we won and we're doing really well.
Yeah.
But the question's got to be asked: why have we got so many fucking injuries? Why? Right? Are we? I said it earlier in our chat. Are we overextending the players? Are they training too hard? What is it? Is it or I'm trying to work it out. Anyone watching, please put in the comments what your thoughts are. But has the English game gone up in pace, strength? Is there a lot more physical attributes required to play in that league? Therefore, it's a lot more straining. So the fixture pile-ups now, I just feel like I don't think it's just us. When you look around us as well, but I think more because you can't say it's bad luck because last season we was in the same boat. We had 5-6 players out at one given time. So I have to question what is going on because we had loads of depth. Now that depth is running out. We're going into a Sunderland game so fucking light. We'll get into the preview later on this week. I just don't know what's happening. We should not, right? We spent a lot of money in the summer, right? Around 300 million, so we weren't in this situation. So we didn't have to play Merino up front, right? Maybe tactically go up front later on in the game. I get that, but we shouldn't be in this situation. We should be sitting there with six attackers. I read earlier today, 6 of our attackers are out. Our backup are out injured. What the hell is going on?
You know what? I'm going to go back a bit here. But I mean, I think obviously you got too many, in my opinion, too many internationals at the start of the year anyway. Start of the season is what I mean.
I think we can both agree on the internationals are a fucking pain.
The internationals are annoying. You know what? The problem we have is, I know what these football clubs have is that there's a lot of football clubs going to America in pre-season, and this is if there is, we don't know. There could be. If there are any American, I mean, no disrespect. There's a lot of American Gooners. They're passionate about this football club. They get up early hours in the morning, Tone, and silly hours to watch this football club, and all fair play to them. And what the teams are trying to do is they're trying to get out to America to see them. I just think it's a lot of strain. For me, I preferred we won leagues, we won cups, doing what Wenger preferred to do, going and playing to Dusseldorf or going to Freiburg, going to these even lesser than that. Sorry, but he'd go to a German training camp, have a quiet one, play this football team and the hills, and you'll be seeing hills at the back of the bloody football pitch. But you just play a game of football, and you wouldn't be doing air miles, traveling to Singapore, Hong Kong, then America. There's a lot of is traveling now, and I get it, and I respect all kinds of where these fans are coming from and having to see them.
It's all money, isn't it?
But it's all the money generated. But you think yourself, sometimes a football club can just have 6 pre-season games, chill out, have a training camp in Spain, have a training camp in Germany. You know, you're clocking thousands and thousands of air miles going to see fans, and I get it that for the loyalty and the money tone. But I just think myself, it's so much strain as well. You don't realise how much that can do to do all this travelling, start the season, you know, and then you got a massive, you know, the fixtures come thick and fast. 3 fixtures, bang, you're off to internationals, you're back again. Champions League starts up, League Cup starts up. And you know, you've got a lot of this stuff, and I think pre-seasons, sometimes I think pre-seasons can be a little bit too much. You want to build them up for a long season, understand it, but I know the game is shifted, but I just think sometimes, you know, I'm not a massive fan of it. I'm not, you know, I'm more of a fan of me watching and playing some team that you beat 8-0 or something, but you're getting the players in a camp playing together. We still won stuff doing that, but it's just all money making. There's a hell of a lot of stuff you know. Another thing before, on a totally different, separate thing, someone was, again, some random was blaming the doctor. I don't think you can. But yeah, I just think as well as what these clubs do, Tone. I mean, look at Chelsea. Chelsea will get more injuries playing the Club World Cup. The Club World Cup is crazy. You know, they've earned money. You know, they get to have a big star on their top because they think they're the champions of the world when it's a friendly tournament. But yeah, I just think the fixtures are just piling up all the time, Tone, and it can put a lot of strain on these players.
After I don't know if you've seen the fixtures after the international break, we got the North London derby, and then I think in the week we go and play Bayern, I think it is. Then back on the weekend again, we'll go through the fixtures, but it's like back-to-back games.
We got Chelsea away at some point as well. So we got a batch of 4 games that are not good.
Aston Villa away,
a tough game.
Brentford at home, I think we got in that as well. So we need our squad back. We need we need to start. I'm trying to work out what it is, because we're playing the same amount of games as everyone else. But what is it? Is it the intensity in training? I don't know what it is. But I'm not gonna.
Other than my 3-minute waffle about pre-season tournaments, Tone, I couldn't tell you. You know, some things are just so, you know, the game is changing, high intensity. You know, someone like Gyökeres, I was fearing for, and I want to be gentle, I want to be truthful with you.
We said this.
He does high intensity sprint. He done it for Sporting, and he also has picked up a few niggles for Sporting. He does high intensity sprints constantly throughout a game of 75 to 90 minutes, or wherever he's played. He has come off a few games, but 90 minutes of high intensity sprints. He's got the physique and the body for it. He's worked on that. You know, he's improved from when he was at Coventry in Sporting, but that can take a toll. You know, and especially at the Premier League and the level and intensity of the Premier League now, that it can do. So I'm touch wood, it's okay, Tone, but I'm not surprised. I wished it wouldn't have happened, but I'm not surprised, and this is why players like Havertz being injured, Jesus being injured, really has put the strain on Gyökeres at the start of his career, you know, at Arsenal.
And my worry, right? And I
apologise for my constant sniffing, Tone. This cold hasn't disappeared yet, but it's on the back end. But carry on, please, mate. Sorry. I apologise to the viewers.
It's a cold, by the way.
Yes. Sorry, Tone. You carry on, mate. I just wanted to apologise. Sorry.
No, that's all good. Look, I think one thing I thought of today is we shouldn't be relying on a 15-year-old kid to come on back up to Saka, right? As he played really well today, by the way. Come on, you know, in a European.
No fear.
By the way, congratulations, because the youngest ever player now to play in the Champions League. You know,
well said, Tone. Well reminded. That's the other stat I looked at. Well picked out, mate.
Yeah, good record there. Come on, he got kicked a few times, and I think he's going to get kicked this way he plays.
Always.
But I want Arteta to sort of manage him. I don't want him to. Could you imagine 15, 16-year-old getting up an ACL or something because he's getting absolutely clattered every game?
Yeah.
So I feel like he needs to be managed. I don't think as good as he is and as exciting he is to watch, he's a brilliant player, and he does offer a lot for his age. But you've got to be so careful with him. But I think it was the squad depth we had meant that we didn't have to force Dalman into situations where he's got to come off the bench, and I feel like he's going to have to until the international break, because
I
I
think he's going to need him on
Saka,
Saturday again, guys. Sorry, on
forget that
Saturday.
Saka done all right today, but he doesn't look at it for me pace wise. It looks like he's a little bit. I don't know if he's still carrying a niggling injury. Someone mentioned to me as well the other. Yeah, someone mentioned me the other day to me as well that he was wearing cycling shorts at one point. So that tells me that his hamstrings are still playing him up, which is another worrying thing. Is he playing half fit? Because the one thing we don't want is Saka going off as well. We'll have a nightmare. Arteta's got a big job on his hands the next couple of weeks, because it only takes one loss, and then Liverpool and City have won. I mean, we're supposed to be talking about Champions League. Apologies, guys, we're veering off a little bit, but you've got to be so careful. Just tonight, we played okay. We started off really slowly, and I think that Sunderland are going to be well up for that on Saturday evening, at the Stadium of Light. So we played well tonight. We held our ground, and our defence done brilliantly as always, but I worry for that attack now. I think Merino done well, right? But is he going to get that much space in the Premier League to score the goals he scored tonight? That fifth goal, that third goal he scored, the keeper was an absolute choke. I don't know where. I think he was fucking jumping into the stands. The geezer, fucking. He weren't even anywhere near the ball.
No, on the comms, mate. He's not long come into the team as well, so they must be struggling the team.
Apparently, he kept 5 clean sheets prior to our game, that goalkeeper. I don't see how. He's doing jumping jacks in the fucking goal when a cross comes in.
Excuse me. In fairness, I mean, whether they might have done it in the Champions League, I don't know who they played, but I think obviously in their league, in all due respect, it's more likely it's a much easier league, to compete in. But yeah, he looked a bit shaky, especially on that one. I mean, you always talk to catch it at the highest point, or to attack it at the highest point. If you couldn't get both hands on it to punch away, God knows what
he was holding the baby. The way he jumped up, had the cradle going on. What was he doing?
Yeah, I mean, his manager would be a bit upset with that, but sometimes that's the quality. I mean, you could, at the moment, the last goal we conceded was arguably the best striker in the world currently. And who is that, Tone?
What's that? Who's the best striker in the world?
Yeah.
Haaland, isn't it?
Yeah, currently. Yeah.
Well, I thought that was a trick question.
No, so not at all, dude. Not at all. At the moment, it's Merino. But if you got better, if you got better players, is what I'm saying. Like, obviously, the last player to penetrate the team, that defence was Haaland, and again, it was a bit of a miscommunication. I think, if I'm not mistaken, either Saliba or Gabriel, one of them weren't too fit, and I don't know if it was Saliba again, had a little niggle or something, come back in, and he looked a little bit, shaky in that sense. He didn't give anything away because Man City went defensive. But this is a kind of team where you think to yourself, we can do this. We can deal with it. The crowd's going to be behind them, quiet them down. And as I said in our chat, it was literally they were on us sort of without really being dangerous.
Blocks, didn't they? Yeah, they come out of the blocks.
Without being dangerous, Tone. But we just set piece FC'd them, and off we went.
Yeah, 3-0, right, was flattering. I think if we had Gyökeres and we had Odegaard, maybe Eze was being rested, I get why he's done that. Maybe a Martinelli,
yeah.
I reckon we would have absolutely battered them because they were open.
No question.
There weren't no low block or nothing like that. They come out and they had the confidence that they're at home. They thought, I think they probably took it as, fuck it, it's a free hit. It's Arsenal away.
Yeah, I mean, listen, this is in all due respect to Merino, because again, when we've needed him, he's stood up, and it was 1-0 anyway. Obviously, Saka, and you wait for them to come on, and some teams are trying to avoid doing that against us because they know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
I think with Gyökeres pinning the defence, if we had an Eze, you had a Saka, even an Odegaard, this would have been like PSV last year, but. This is effectively, we're going back with a team. We've got a Saka who's nursing. I think you're saying he's a bit ill as well, Tone. So I'm hoping, obviously, that's that's to trying to restrict it, because sometimes when you're getting back in, you know what it's like yourself.
Yeah,
This is a high level. He's trying to, if you're overcompensating on anything, he's maybe getting tight shorts on to not overcompensate too much on either hamstring.
Yeah, it's just annoying really because Madueke was brought in so they're both competing for that.
Madueke would have played tonight and he would have been rested.
Yeah, he definitely would have been rested. So I just can't. What's really annoying? A lot of the pundits are still going, "Oh, it's Arsenal's league to lose," and it's like we haven't even we can legitimately say we've got 6 players out attacking, and we are going to struggle.
Yeah,
naturally, right?
I think for the first time in a while,
and
what you just said, sorry to add to that, we are praying for this international break, and we hate it. And I know we discussed it, but we need it.
We need
so
it now.
For me, it's a massive shame, Tone. It's a massive shame that the Sunderland game comes before, because it's a tough game to go, without having a full strength team. I mean, I still think we can beat them. We can beat them and nick it. I just think they're going to be very hungry after they're going to be very confident as well. And I'm not saying Sunderland the best thing since sliced bread. I'm saying it's a difficult place to go without your number one striker, your backup striker, your backup right winger, your central
to your backup to your backup
to your backup.
All the injury room suckers.
And they're in the injury room. So yeah, listen, it's just one of them that I'm going to have to say it's going to be boring as hell. But as a football team,
I'll take 2 corners. Let's go.
Take yeah. But what I mean, obviously, the international break is much needed. Is what my point is, Bones.
Every team in Europe, right, are shitting their pants when we get a corner. Even Slavia Prague, to the point where they were trying to wrestle Gabriel to the ground. Big Gabs was having a wrestling match in the box before the ball was even kicked.
Yes,
and they'll do this. Sunderland would do the same. You watch. They'll have 2 people around Gabs, big Gabs, right? But this is where we're very clever, because you can do that, but then that leaves Fleber, who can get on the end of a cross as well. And you've got Calafiori, you've got Timber, right?
Yeah.
Declan Rice always crossing it in probably, but you've got players that can get on the end of a cross.
They say Moreno's in the box, and that's one of the things I said to you as well. I've with Moreno, and what I made at the point at the start of that to try to justify why he played Moreno against Liverpool is because I personally think that he was targeting them in set pieces. And having a Merino who does that, who comes up with it, I think that's what he was trying to do. And I mean, we know he had a great substitute appearance, or showed us what he's all about, especially coming from the left wing. That's going back a bit. I'm just saying this is why he's got these players in. Giving him the power today, giving him the keys to that play. Again, he's done the job. But it does show you, and I said it in the first half on our chat, that in all due respect to Moreno, and I hope, obviously, anyone that hates us are not going to see it, Tone. If there's any Arsenal fans out there with Sesko lovers, just look at what he does. What Gyökeres has done. We needed someone at times to quieten this team down quicker, get them to pin the centre halves. Moreno's not going to do that. Merino has got the ability to back to the centre halves, and he can be good with his feet and flick it off. Joins the play. Gyökeres will be pinning those centre halves back. So I'm hoping, obviously, there's people out there who are judging what Gyökeres was doing on that pitch and seeing that, Moreno's got the goals, but certain aspects of the way we play has started to develop because we've got that kind of player now who can pin the centre back. So it's why another reason that someone made, and sorry, Tone, I don't overly waffle or whatever, but if Jesus comes back, Jesus does that as well. Havertz is more in the mould of a Merino,
Yeah.
And I still like Havertz. I know there's things and people say whatever.
No, he's an option. He's an option, isn't he?
But I also think that Jesus, fully fit, can do that. He might not be a killer in front of goal, but he can do what Gyökeres has done and pin them centre halves. So it's options, but we haven't got them at the moment. So we have to play to what we have, and that as an efficient performance is what we wanted. Quieting the home crowd down, and they were just trying to unsettle us. And 4 years ago, 4 years ago, you might have unsettled us. You can't unsettle this team anymore, Tone. There's no way.
Yeah. No, it's good. I think on that note, we'll leave it there. Thank you for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. Sport's been unreal.
Yeah.
Wasn't expecting it to blow up as it has, but yeah, we're more content coming out from us.
Yeah, we appreciate it, guys. Absolutely. It's phenomenal.
Perfect. Yeah.
Thank you.
Big game the weekend. We'll build up to that. We'll see what's left of the squad to pick from. But yeah. Have a good evening, guys. We'll see you soon. Take care.
Cheers. Take care, guys. Thank you.